Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman's fan-made Gallifreyan script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different stems to make our consonants. And vowels are these smaller circles, and they kind of change their location depending on what vowel they are, and if they're enclosed on one of the 4 consonant stems. So it makes the most sense in practice, so let's go ahead and hop to this design, and the first thing I want to talk about is the layout. So Sherman's Gallifreyan is normally set up bottom counterclockwise, but if you imagine an infinitely large circle, then bottom counterclockwise would just be like left to right. So anyway, this is word 1, 2, 3, 4 of the main design, and now I have some like little decorations out here of kind of like a different message to this design here, and I wanted these 2 styles to contrast pretty greatly so you know that these 2 are separate. Anyway, let's go ahead and start reading the main design. So each word you read bottom counterclockwise as well. So here's the bottom of our first word, and it's a little circle, so it's a vowel, and it's outside our word circle. So if this is the word circle line, A's are the only things outside the word circle pretty much ever. So this is an A by itself. Continuing around, here's the next consonant stem we hit. It is a circle inside our word circle, so this is the word circle, right? And this is like what that stem would be like inside the word circle. And there's 1, 2, 3 dots on it. Now this dot, even though it's outside, it's still closest to this one, because dots can be inside, outside, big, small, whatever. So 3 dots on inside is the L. Okay, here's our next stem. It's a 50% or less completed circle, so like a shallow divot, with 1 line, 2 line. And these lines can be curved going outside, curved going inside, straight, whatever. But there's 1, 2 lines ending on that, so that's a W. Here's our next letter. It's another A hanging outside the word circle. Here's a circle on the line of the word circle, so like this. And like I said, dots can be big, small. Since this is filled in, it is a dot, even though it's really big. 1 dot and then 2 dots. So 2 dots makes that a Y. Continuing around, here's our last letter. 1, 2, 3 lines on this stem makes that an S. So always. And here's our next word. Here's that first stem. In thickness and thinness of the lines of these stems don't matter in this design at all, because nothing is stacked. So yeah. Anyway, this is a circle on the line with again 1, 2 dots. And this vowel on the line of the consonant stem is towards the middle. So here we have the only thing towards the middle. It's an O, and let's go ahead and double check this stem with an O on it. Yep, hanging inside. Yep. So Y, O. So 2 dots on a circle in the circle with the O. Here's our next vowel, little circle, with a line going outwards. So if you look at vowels with lines, I's have lines going inwards, U's have lines going outwards. So line going outward makes that a U. And then here's our last consonant stem. It's another shallow divot like that one, even though it's bigger. I used it to kind of overlap this word. But shallow divot with 3 dots is an R. 3 dots, shallow divot. So Y-O-U-R, your. Here's our next word. Bottom of the circle, first consonant stem. Circle inside the circle with 1, 2, 3 dots. And this completed circle is a vowel. It's a smaller circle. 3 dots makes that an L, just like this one. And this thing, even though it's not directly in the center, like I's typically are, this is an I, by the way, I'll explain more later, anywhere inside this consonant stem, so if you have like an I, E, or U all in the same position, as soon as it starts touching this stem, as soon as it starts touching the stem of the consonant and like overlapping with it, then it's an O. As soon as it's outside, then it's an A. So yeah, O's anywhere on the line of this stem, anywhere on the line, but similarly, anything inside is in the E position. And now telling if it's an I or U. So if you make like a concentric circle around the circle, any line going towards the middle is an I. As soon as it starts going towards the outside, it's a U. So this is kind of like the break of kind of ambiguous, definitely U, kind of ambiguous, definitely an I. So this one's an I. So L-I, continue on. So here we have a line passing through a consonant stem, and lines passing through consonant stems do not count. So only if they end on it does it count. So even though there's a line passing through this stem, nothing ends on it. So this is just a T. So shallow divot with nothing. Same thing here. Even though this dot is kind of near it, it's closer here. So it's closer to this stem and this chain. So this stem has that dot. So this one doesn't have anything either. So that's another T. So L-I-T-T. Here we have another L, 3 dots, circle inside the circle like that one, or like that one. And we have the E in the middle of that, directly, like that. Anyway, so little. And then here's our last word. Bottom of it, consonant stem 1. It is a more than 50% completed circle. So the difference between these two is that this one is more than 50% completed. This one is 50% or less. And there is one line ending on it. So that is a G. Continuing around. This is just that line ending there. Lines can end on stems. It's fine. Here is an I. Again, pretty directly an I on the line of the word circle going towards the middle. And then we have another R. 3 dots on a shallow stem. Shallow divot, just like this one. And then we have another L, 3 dots there with lots of lines passing through, but only lines ending on it and dots count. So yeah, always your little girl. That's the main bit. Okay, now let's go through this bit. So again, bottom counterclockwise. So here's the bottom counterclockwise. And this is kind of neat because it can be read upside down too, because if you were to flip this, what are you doing? I don't need you here. Anyway. So this would be, you could still read this bottom counterclockwise, and the words would be the same, they'd just be in a different order. Anyway, let's look at this word. This is super direct and kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's just kind of blunt, like typewriter, and simple. Anyway, so even though this is like the word circle, it's been broken up and opened up. So anyway, here's the bottom. Here's the first letter. Deep divot, 3 lines F. Little circle vowel, line going outwards, U. And then we have a double K, 2 Ks. Now, C is a stupid letter. You use an S or a K, unless it's a proper noun, and you need to, know if it's, it's important to put the actual letters in real names. But anyway, for non-proper nouns, you just use an S or a K. So F-U-K-K. Yay! And then we have K, again, K, A, 1 line, circle inside the circle, N, 3 lines, shallow divot, S, circle in the line, E, then 3 dots on a shallow divot, R. So yeah, that is this design.